Hey everyone, it's Michael from Breakdown Studios with Austin. This is 7 Days in Crystal Valley, and here's our update for this previous Friday. I talked to Professor Franklin, and he said I could delay it a little bit to this Tuesday, today, so that I could get some things squared away between then and now. But here it is now. I'm just going to jump right into it to kind of show what it's looking like at this point. Um, So, walking around. There's actually music, but I have it turned off because the audio levels are still a little, you know, not they're not squared away perfectly, so it's pretty loud. So I just have it turned off. If you go up to Dane, see, it's a little finicky with the pause system. Actually, right now I am paused. That's why you're not seeing any movement. But I had to disable the pause menu for just the visual while I figure out why it's clashing with my dialogue system. I think it's an issue with sorting layers, but I've tried to mess with them and I haven't found a solution, so I'm still working on that. Should be easy to fix. Just gotta talk to Austin. But that's on my end, so regardless, when you talk to Dane, you ask him if he has a minute. You think to yourself, I should probably ask about someone else. And let's see. We have this whole list of characters. It's everybody in town. No longer is it. Before, you saw I was having that issue where it was showing when I talked to him, for example, it would show his archetype. And that obviously spoils the fun of trying to figure out how each character is going to react. So instead, now I have it squared away that it now no longer shows their archetype. It just shows their name, so their archetype is hidden. You have to uncover that yourself by um, kind of seeing how they respond to things, things like that. Seeing who they are or are not aligned with, those kind of things. So let's talk about William. You see these questions, you have some options. On the day of the murder, who did you see William with, and what was William's relationship with the victim? Remember, this is a whodunit situation where you're trying to figure out who murdered the victim. And so let's just see where he was and who he was with specifically on the day of the murder. Thinking of for a second, and I saw them taking such a great nap. Oh, that went a little quick. Yeah, we can just look at the other option. Essentially, he was saying he saw them taking such a great nap. I believe that's a dialogue line for the sleepy archetype. Let's see if there's something for his relationship with the victim. I don't think. Yeah, I'm still getting that taken care of. It still shows that. Um, but yeah, he talked about his relationship or William's relationship with Alice. So yeah, you can you can pretty much just you know go around, talk to everyone, um, and yeah, talking to Rosie. You can go talk to really anyone, and just to show you how much this is the day one dialogue. When you go into it, Austin set up this really nice transition for each day. So when you wake up on day one, you fades away like that. Really nice touch by him. But yeah, I guess I can show real quick what the menus look like. Again, the menus were nicely done by Austin. Um, and you have the pause menu, you have the settings page, return to game, all that. So just to show you kind of how much goes into the dialogue, it might seem trivial, but this is day one. Um, this is for asking the uh, the computer about. Let's see what's this node right here. This node is about who did you see the victim with, or who did you see the person being talked about with. These are all the responses based on the current conversant. The conversant is the person you're speaking with, based on the current conversant's archetype. So, for example, if they are aloof, they have all these options based on some parameters that are set up. Um, There's a lot of syntax things in here, like how you have to set it up with Lua, which is what the dialogue system uses. Uh, you can set up conditions and all that kind of stuff. When you're first talk to them, sometimes you'll use dial or nodes as a sort of middle point where they can essentially say, all right, this is where I'm going to say, I should think about who I want to talk to or talk about. And then you get all these different options of, you know, it doesn't, it, this right here would say a character's name, for example, Joseph. Um, but the Lua is just a prefix. The actor is what each character is. Each character is a, each actor is a different archetype. Snobbish to identify the archetype, and then the display name, which is set using uh, scripting. You set their display name so that it doesn't show when you're talking to someone that's aloof. It doesn't show aloof. It shows, say, uh, Annabelle or something like that. So yeah, this is the who did you see them with on the day of the murder, and then this is what was the relationship. As you can tell, there's a whole lot of stuff. And then compounding this on several days of dialogue. It's a lot. Each of these is the, like I said earlier. See, for example, this is the lickspittle archetype, and then it has different responses based on who the person you picked way up here, way up at this earlier node. It depending on who that is and what archetype they have, they'll have different responses. So say for this one, if the person you're talking with is lickspittle, and then the person that you're referring to is the unyielding type, they'll go to one of these two options depending on their likeness towards you, or their not likeness, but their affinity towards you. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this dialogue. I have more, but I'm not going to show that for now. Part of it's a little under construction, still in the process of doing that, but also it's, as you can see, it's a mess. It's a whole lot of information. See, this is at the very least node 591. So, yeah, this is 0. I think this was the very last one I made, 591 on this dialogue alone. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, I'm pretty much just chugging away at this, getting everything situated with the dialogue so that it tells the exact story that Austin wants to tell, which I believe he's done with at this point. Now he's kind of helping me square away some other things. So yeah, hopefully we can continue to tell this really intricate story that Austin's been building over the entire semester. Hopefully we can deliver it to you in a way that both satisfies his vision of this game and my vision. So thank you for listening. I might edit in some other thoughts here at the end if I remember to think of them and want to include them after this recording. But yeah, if not, then thank you for checking in with us, and probably see you in a couple days on Friday for an update for what happens between then and now, because I don't have work, so because I work at a grocery store, so I don't have work until the weekend, so I get to keep working on this. I'm just rambling at this point, so thank you for listening, and yeah, hope to see you next time.